In this video, we're going to talk about the calculating of the limit by using the limit law. The limit law will be just when you like to compute the limit of the constant function, it's going to be constant function. And when you like to compute the limit x go to a of the sum of two functions, it's going to be just you be able to take the limit one by one. You be able to find the limit of the function f plus the limit of the function g, or the limit of the function f subtract the function g according to the situation that you have. So for number one and number two will be the basic one. The limit can be computed by term. And if you have the limit x go to a of c f x, so this guy is the constant multiple of the function, it's going to be just you be able to compute the limit of the function and you just multiply the constant c at the end. The limit of the product turned out to be the product of the limit, and the limit of the quotient turned out to be the quotient of the limit. However, this limit law can be used only when the denominator not equal to 0. So the thing that we like to compute is going to be like this. Okay, so you'll be able to compute limit x go to 3, limit x go to 2. The thing that we see from this limit law will be allow us to basically try to plug in first. Okay, so the way to compute the limit or the concept of the limit is not plug in. However, the limit law allow us to basically try to plug into the function. And if you get the value of the limit, or you be able to compute the value of the limit, is turned out to be that value for the limit. Okay, so let's do this first example first before I go back to explain about the continuous. You see that limit x go to 3 of this x plus 2 sine x pi over 2. In this case, this guy will be, you can just plug in x equal to 3 into the function. So it's going to be sine 3 pi over 2. And you see that this guy can be computed. 5 and sine 3 pi over 2 is -1. So it's going to be -5. Okay. So you see that this will give you the value of the limit that you're looking for. Okay. So this allows you to compute the limit easier by basically plugging in. Okay. So you'll be able to do this by using the thing that called the limit law. And another thing is going to be about continuity. Continuity will be the concept that if you have f and g are the function that continuous at x equal to a, you're going to have the sum, the constant multiple, the product of two functions turn out to be continuous at x equal to a as well. So nothing to worry about the sum, the difference, the constant multiple, and the product of continuous function is not gonna affect on the continuity of the function. However, if you have the quotient of two functions, you may have to aware a little bit on the bottom. So if you have the bottom turned out to be not equal to 0 in order to make your function continuous. Okay. By the way, if you have polynomial function, the polynomial function turned out to be the function px equal to anx to the n plus until a1x plus a0. So this guy is continuous at any point x equal to a. Okay, so this guy is continuous at any x. And the rational function, you see the problem that I mentioned earlier, that you have the quotient between two polynomial. So you have px over qx where p and q are polynomial. So in this case, you have to aware that it's going to be continuous at every x such that the bottom guy not equal to 0. Okay, so this guy is going to be q, not g, so it's going to be qx not equal to 0. Okay. So it's going to be another important one. It's going to be about the power function. So you have x to the m over n. So this one is called power rational. Power rational. Maybe it's going to be rational power function. Rational power function. What does it mean to be rational power function? It means that you have the rational one here. Okay, so you have the rational one here. Okay, so this guy is continuous at any point x equal to a in the domain. Okay, so it's going to be you be able to like take the square root. So this guy can happen like the square root function, square root x, the cubic root of x. Okay, and you may have x to the negative 2/3, something like this. Okay, they are continuous function on their domain. Okay, their domain turned out to be, in this case, for this guy, their domain turned out to be positive or 0. For this guy, it can be any real number. Okay, so they are continuous on their domain. Okay, so in this case, the next example that I'm gonna do is gonna be about absolute value. So for this guy, you see that you be able to try to plug in first. You have 5 plus absolute 2 minus 2 times 2 square. And you see that you be able to just plug in. So you get 5 plus 2 minus 8. So you get negative 1 total. Okay. So this one will be just finding the limit by plugging in. So this one is plugging in. And why we be able to plugging in? Because they are continuous function. Number 1 and number 2 are continuous function. They are continuous function that will allow you to be able to find the limit by plugging the value of the number in. However, if you see number 3, when you try to plug in, it's going to turn out to be negative 1 square minus 1 over negative 1 square minus 3 times negative 1 minus 4. And this guy turned out to be 1 minus 1. And you have 1 minus 3. So it's going to be plus 3 minus 4. So it's become 0 over 0. And this guy turned out to be the form that you not be able to. So this guy you may say undefined, or this guy you may say the correct name, this guy is called indeterminate form. So this guy is called indeterminate form. Indeterminate form means the form that you not be able to determine the value yet. Okay, so in this case, we be able to compute the limit by simplify. So we need to simplify. We need to simplify before taking the limit. Or let's say just before taking the limit first. Okay, so you're gonna simplify this guy by, okay, so you have x squared minus 1 over x squared minus 3x minus 4, and you be able to factor this guy. So it's gonna be x minus 1, x plus 1, and you factor this one by x plus 1, x minus 4. okay, and you check the middle term. They are quadratic, so you're gonna just factor this one bit. It's gonna be x plus 1, x minus 4, x minus 1, x plus 1. And you see that when you are taking the limit, so it means that you have x not equal to negative 1. So you're gonna be able to get rid of x plus 1 and x plus 1 on top and on the bottom. So in this case, it's going to be x minus 1 over x minus 4. Okay, so we simplify this one into x minus 1 and x minus 4, and you're going to take the limit. X go to negative 1 of x squared minus 1 over x squared minus 3x minus 4. This guy turned out to be equal to limit x go to negative 1, x minus 1 over x minus 4, and you're gonna get negative 1 minus 1 over negative 1 minus 4. You see that we not have 0 over 0 anymore because we get rid of the problem. The problem come from this term and this term that we already get rid them of. So in this case, you get negative 2 over negative 5. So it's going to be 2/5 for your final answer. Okay, so this one is for number 3. So you need to simplify before taking the limit. The key concept here is this guy. Okay, simplify before taking the limit. The next one will be the one similar to the previous one. Okay, when you plug in the value, okay, so when you plug in x equal to 0, so you get 4 square root, so it's going to be 2 minus 2 over 0. Okay, so this guy become 0 over 0. Again, you not be able to get the right conclusion yet. Okay, so this one, let me erase this one a little bit, and I just gonna mention that I get 0 over 0 here. Okay, so I get 0 over 0 for this question. You need to simplify, but you see that this guy, you not have quadratic that you be able to factor like before. So in this case, you're gonna get rid of the square root by other technique instead. So let me mention you a little bit here. When you have square root of a minus b, okay, when you have square root of a minus b, multiply with square root of a plus b. So this will allow you to get rid of square root. So this guy will be a minus b square. Okay, so this guy turned out to be a minus b square. So in this case, you're gonna multiply by square root x plus 4 plus 2 over square root x plus 4 plus 2. Okay, so you're gonna multiply like this. Okay, and this will allow you to see that you'll be able to multiply this one together with this one, and this will allow you to see that this guy will be x plus 4 minus 4 on top. Okay, so it will be x plus 4 minus 4 on top. And on the bottom, okay, on the bottom, you see that it's going to be x times x minus 1. Okay, so that is the black guy. And you may have to keep the red guy the same thing, x plus 4 plus 2. Okay, so it's gonna turn out to be this one. And for this one, it's gonna be equal to x, okay, and over, okay, the black guy turned out to be x minus 1, and you have square root x plus 4 plus 2. Okay, and don't forget the thing that we are doing is going to be limit x go to 0. Okay, so this one will be limit x go to 0. And you see that this guy and this x, get rid them off. Okay, so we get rid of x and x here. Let me use other color in order to make this cancellation. Okay, so I get rid of x and x. Okay, it's not look like get rid of. Okay, let me use this one. Okay, so you get rid of both x here, and now you'll be able to plug in the value. So you see on top you would get 1, on the bottom you get 0 minus 1, and for the red guy you get square root 1, not 1, 0 plus 4 plus 2. Okay, so this guy turned out to be 1 over the bottom guy will be root 4 plus 2, so it's gonna be 1/4. Okay, so you get 1/4 for this limit. The next one, you see that you have square root again. In order to get rid of the square root, you may have to recall another one, which is root a minus root b times root a minus plus root b. This guy from your algebra is going to be a minus b in a fancy way. Okay, and this is nothing, it's going to be just x minus y times x plus y. This one is called difference square, so it's x squared minus y squared. Okay, so you're gonna multiply the bottom and the top by 2 square root x minus 1 plus square root 6 minus x over 2 square root x minus 1 plus square root 6 minus x. Okay, so you multiply this one, you get these two guys, and then you get, let me use here. So you see that it's gonna be limit x go to 2. Okay, so you get limit x go to 2, and you're gonna have the black guy. So the black guy I'm gonna multiply first, so it's gonna be the bottom guy, which is what is the bottom guy, so you'll be able to factor this guy. Okay, so it's gonna be x minus 2 x plus 3, right? So it's going to give you negative 6 for the last term. And you're going to multiply this guy and you're going to multiply this guy. So you would get 4x minus 1, okay? And you're going to have minus 6 minus x. Be careful in this calculation a little bit, okay? Try to put parentheses here. Okay, try to put parentheses here in order to calculate this one correctly. And you have this bottom guy is 1 over 2 root x minus 1 plus square root 6 minus x. Okay, so you see that the top guy is 2 minus 2, so it's going to become 0, but not anymore. And here you're going to simplify the red guy. Before we have 0 over 0. Now, what do we have? Now we have limit x go to 2, okay? And the red guy turned out to be 4x minus 4 minus 6 minus x, okay, and this one become 3x minus x plus x, sorry, so it's gonna be 5x, okay, minus 10. Yeah, it's 5x minus 10, and you have this one on the bottom. So the black guy is x minus 2, x plus 3, and the green guy is 2 root x minus 1 plus root 6 minus x. And we're gonna factor this one by pulling out 5, so it's gonna be x minus 2. And in this case, you're gonna get rid of x minus 2 on top and x minus 2 on the bottom. Now you see that x minus 2 factor that caused the problem before, they gone. So in this case, it's gonna be equal to, so you see that you be able to have limit x go to 2 of on top, you would get 5 on the bottom, you're gonna have x plus 3 and 2 square root x minus 1, okay, plus square root 6 minus x. So in this case, you would get this guy equal to, okay, so this guy equal to, so you're gonna plug in, so you get 5 on top, and you have 2 plus 3 on the bottom, okay, and you have 2 square root, let me use the same color so you're not gonna be confused, okay, so you have 5 and you have 2 square root 2 minus 1 plus square root 6 minus 2. So you get 5, okay? And here you would have 1 over, okay? So it's going to be 2 plus 2, so it's going to be 1/4. So you get 1/4 for your final answer. Let's continue with number 6 and number 7. For number 6, you get limit x go to 2 of 2x over x plus 2 minus 1 over x minus 1 over x cubed minus 8. So when you have x go to 2, you see that you plug in, you would get 0 over 0 for sure. Okay, so you get 0 over 0. How would we do this one? Okay, so we're gonna simplify. Okay, so we're gonna combine the top. Let me highlight the top first. So the top is this guy. So I will combine the top guy and I'm gonna factor the bottom guy. So the bottom guy is here. Okay, let me make this one smaller. So in this case, you're gonna write limit x go to 2, okay? So let me combine the top. So it's gonna be, you have to find the common denominator here. So it's gonna be x plus 2, x minus 1. X plus 2, x minus 1. And you get 2x multiplied with x minus 1 minus x plus 2. And then on the bottom, you get x cubed minus 3. So it's going to be x minus 2. So you factor, this one is the different cube, right? So it's going to be x squared plus 2x plus 4. Okay, so it's look like that. And then you're gonna simplify the numerator. Okay, so the numerator, you see that this one will become 2x squared. Okay, so it's become 2x squared minus 2x. Okay, minus 2x minus x plus 2. So this guy will be 2x squared minus 3x plus 2 over x plus 2 x minus 1. Okay, so that my denominator, and the numerator I may just copy them down. X minus 2 x squared plus 2x plus 4. And you see that we be able to combine them. So it's gonna be limit x go to 2, and you be able to factor this guy. You're gonna factor this guy is gonna be 2x minus 1, and you have x plus 2. Okay, oh sorry, it's gonna be x minus 2 and 2x plus 1. Okay, so you see that you'll be able to factor this guy into negative. Let me see what wrong. I make a mistake in the calculation here. This one is negative 2, not plus 2. So this guy become negative. Okay, and it's turned out to be negative 2. Okay, and you have negative 3. Let me see this one a little bit. X equal to 2, 2 over 2, 1 over 1. Where is my mistake? So it's going to be minus x minus 2 minus 3x minus 2. So it's going to be 2x plus 1 minus, it should be correct, right? So this one is 2x minus 1, 2x minus 2x minus x minus 2 is correct. And this guy will be 2x squared minus 2x, so it's gonna be negative 3x. Yeah, it's correct. It's correct. Sorry, I multiplied this one wrong. So this one is negative 4 plus 1 is negative 3. So it's correct. Sorry. And you're gonna copy everything down. So you see that it's gonna be 2x plus 1, x minus 2. And you see that from your algebra, these two guys can be combined together on the same level. So you get x plus 2, x minus 1, x minus 2, x squared plus 2x plus 4. Okay. And now you'll be able to get rid of x minus 2 and x minus 2. Okay, so you just be able to get rid of the term that caused the problem. And finally, you'll be able to take the limit x go to 2 of 2x plus 1 over x plus 2, x minus 1, and you have x squared plus 2x plus 4. So you see, you get rid of x minus 2 on top and x minus 2 on the bottom. That causes the problem. And you see that this guy is 2 times 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 2, 2 minus 1, and you have 2 square plus 2 times 2 plus 4. Okay, so this guy will be 5 over 4 times 1, and you have, how much do I have? I have 12. Okay, so it's gonna be 5 on top, 2x plus 1, and 2 plus 2, and 2 minus 1. So in this case, the final answer will be 5 over 48. Okay, so this guy is 5 over 48. Okay, so this one is the whole solution, okay, for number 6. Okay, so it's going to be 5 over 48 for your final answer. Now, let's do number 7. For number 7, you need to find the limit x go to 3 of 2 minus square root x squared minus 5 over 2 minus square root 3x minus 5. When you plug x equal to 3 on top, it's going to give you 2 minus 2 equal to 0. And when you plug in x equal to 3 on the bottom, again, you're going to get 0 over 0. Okay, so for this question, you have to simplify. And in order to simplify, you may have to multiply by square root. However, you may need to multiply twice in this case. Let me copy the function a little bit, okay, in order to work with it. I'm gonna work with this one here. So this limit turned out to be equal to, so this limit turned out to be equal to, you're gonna multiply this one by, okay, so you're gonna multiply this one by 2 plus square root x squared minus 5 on top, and 2 plus square root x squared minus 5 on the bottom. And also, you're going to multiply to get rid of the bottom guy. So you're going to multiply by square root, not square root, 2 minus square root 3x minus 5. So you're going to multiply by 2 plus and 2 plus square root 3x minus 5. Okay, so you multiply this one, and you see that you be able to combine this guy, okay, together, and you be able to combine the pink guy together. Okay, so the yellow guy and the pink guy will be multiplied together, and the thing that you end up having left turned out to be only the green guy and the blue guy. So the limit turned out to be the limit x go to 3, and the yellow guy is 4 minus x squared minus 5. Okay, so this one is the combination of the yellow guy, and the pink guy turned out to be 4 minus 3x minus 5. Okay, so this one will be the yellow guy and the pink guy respectively after simplification. Okay, and you see the green one is 2 plus square root 3x minus 5, and you have 2 plus square root x squared minus 5. Okay, so this one is the term that you have left in the previous line. And then you be able to have limit x go to 3. And you see that this guy turned out to give you 9 minus x squared on top for the yellow guy. and for the pink guy it's gonna be 4, so it's gonna be 9 minus 3x. So this one is the pink one and the yellow one respectively, and I will copy this term down. Okay, so this term stay the same. Okay, and then I'm gonna continue. So I gonna have limit x go to 3, and you see that the yellow guy can be factored in terms of 3 minus x, 3 plus x over, okay, and the bottom guy is 3 minus x, so this one is the pink guy. Okay, and you see that you be able to get rid of these two guys, and you have limit x go to 3 of this function, so you get 3 plus 3 over 3. Okay, and you're gonna copy down this term also. Okay, so you just copy it down, and then you're gonna have 2 multiplied by 2 plus 3, not 3, so square root 3 times 3 minus 5 over 2 plus square root 3 square minus 5. Okay, and then you see that this will be 6 over 3, and you have 2 plus 2 over 2 plus 2. Okay, and this guy should be the green one. Okay, so the final answer in this case turned out to be equal to 6, and you see that it's going to be 6 cancel, right? So it's going to be cancel. Here it's going to give us 2. So it's going to be 2 for your final answer. Okay, so you see the whole question here. The technique will be you multiply with this guy on top and on the bottom, and you multiply with this guy on top and on the bottom, and this will allow you to get the simplification. Okay, you may have to concentrate on the yellow one and the pink one, and after simplification you get rid of the term that caused the problem, which is 3 minus x, and then you be able to plug in x equal to 3. Okay, and then you're gonna get the final answer, the final limit equal to 2. Okay, so this is the final answer. Okay, so I'm gonna stop here. Then for this example is computing the limit by using the limit law, and you're gonna have to like a factor, and you have the simplification. Okay, so you have the factor and you have the simplification as you have here in this example. So you see you have to study example 3, 4, 5, okay, 6, 7. This one will be on your quiz, and this one will be on your exam for sure, that you have to be able to do this simplification on your own. Okay, so I will stop here.